Wisconsin for the first temple that I went to, and I did get the darshan of Lord Jagannath Baladev and Lady Subhadra, and I was surprised but not surprised because I felt I was at home by reading that Back to Godhead. And as I have gone through my 42 years of being involved with Krishna, I've continued to say that all of my questions have been answered. So if you have any questions in life, about life, just look to Krishna, look to the sadhus, and reveal your heart, and your questions will be answered. I'd like to ask, how many people here have not been initiated as of this point in time? And how many people have, a show of hands, been initiated? Okay, I see about half and half. I was asked to talk about my realizations in Krishna consciousness. I'll share a few stories with you as I go through this presentation. When I first started to talk about Krishna consciousness in 1972, about Krishna, shall I say, in 1972, I had a bunch of friends, and we all were kind of roughnecks. We were some unsavory characters, even though I tried to be a nice guy. It was some bad things I used to do. But anyway, one night we were going to get some auto parts. And it's not like where we were stealing auto parts or anything like that, because there was a saying about going to midnight auto parts back in that day. And that meant you were going to go steal a car or steal something. But my play brother was a race car enthusiast, and he had people that would give auto parts. But anyway, we went to get some auto parts, and we were getting out of my car in the middle of the night, and I was talking about Krishna, and for some reason they said, "Oh, Krishna is not real," or something like that. You know, they didn't say it that strongly, but that's what it meant. And then I said, "Well, Krishna is real," and they said, "Well, prove it." And so I stepped out of my car, and there was a washer in the middle of the alley, and I picked up the washer, and I threw it down the middle of the alley. I said, "Krishna is real. Watch this," and I threw that washer. I couldn't tell you that it hit anything, but all the lights went out in the alley. And so all my friends were amazed. You know, it was like, wow. And of course, you know, I had nothing to do with it, but it was just to show you how when you believe in Krishna, Krishna takes up what you don't have. He gives you what you lack, as it says in the Bhagavad Gita. He maintains what you have, and he gives what you lack. There's a few things I'd like to talk about here in reference to Krishna, and hopefully this will not just be a rambling. The first thing is that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. That's what we have to know, and we have to believe in our souls, no matter what the appearance of the material nature is. Krishna is endowed with all energies. He is the ocean of all rasa. And for those of you who don't know what rasa is, I'll try to explain it in my words. Rasa is the wonderful experience arranged by Radharani. That's Krishna's Hladini Shakti. In essence, it is prema, or love of God, along with other stimulants that create a variety of flavors and intensity of experiences. So these rasas, we may not recognize them in the beginning, but when we believe in Krishna and we have faith in what we're doing, then Krishna reveals himself, and he begins to have fun with us. He begins to, in his revelation of himself to us, he begins to see who we are exactly, which he knows because he's always going along with us from time immemorial. And he's our well-wisher. He wants us to come home more than we want to go home. But the second that we say, "Okay, Krishna, I'm going to give you a chance," then he's right there to show you that he's real. I had that same experience when I went to Vrindavan. I hit Vrindavan, And I looked at Shama Priya, I said, Krishna is real. You know, it's just like, because you read for so many years, you read the books and you have these ideas, and then when you have the realization, it solidifies your belief and your love for Krishna. We are all separated parts of the Lord. That's another realization that we must understand. We are bound by the influence of matter because we are marginal. It's like, imagine a river or a body of water where there's some side and then the water touches it and you have this moisture, that this little part where the dirt is wet, the water is wet. We can go either way. We can go to the material realm or we can go to the spiritual realm. And that's our problem from the beginning. We started out from the beginning in what they call the primordial soup. And when time started to go forward with Brahma's breath, we decided to look out and we became enamored by this material world. I can't hardly see the ladies, I'm sorry. We became enamored with the material elements. The eternally liberated beings, they looked back into the spiritual sky and they were enamored with Krishna. So that was our beginning fall down. And we still have that problem. Each and every one of us. There's this false ego. It's like a ball and chain to the cycle of birth and death that we can't break ourselves. It takes Krishna's mercy. It takes the mercy of the devotees. That's why Sadhu Sangha is so important. The living beings and the material world are both different from and identical to the Lord. Krishna has this Achinta, Abheda, Bheda Tattva, his quality, simultaneous one and difference. This reconciles all of the incongruities that we see in the world. Krishna has everybody's best good in mind. We have, because of our small minds, we have just a drop. If we're lucky to have some goodness, we have a drop. But we can never understand what's going on with Krishna. So when we chant, we have to listen to the chant. We have to sing it. We have to chant it. We have to know that Krishna is the sound. Krishna is not the sound is not the representation of Krishna, but it is Krishna. And as we chant, we have to surrender and ask Krishna to guide us. We have to ask him to allow us to surrender to him and in the sound. And every time you call Krishna's name, just try to humble yourself to the point where you just keep going down into surrender, because the false ego is just too strong for us. It's just too strong. And we all have problems. Everyone, because in order for us to get to prema, real pure love of God, we almost have to leave the body. As long as we're in body, we'll be getting away the unwanted things, the anarthas, that are in our heart and in our minds. And they've been in our heart and minds from the beginning of time. Pure devotion is the practice of the living beings. We talk about Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal. Dharma means our existence, what we really are. Our Dharma is to serve Krishna. Our eternal Dharma is to serve Krishna. We forgot about it, so we serve everything else. We serve our bodies, we serve our friends, we serve our children, our parents. So many, I won't call them unworthy, but it's misdirected, our service. And so we need to direct our service directly to Krishna. And that's another thing about the realization part of my journey. As I told you in the beginning, There's, there were quite a few things that I used to do that I would say wasn't cool. It wasn't cool at all. But because I did whatever I was doing for Krishna, I learned that early on. Just whatever you do, just do it for Krishna, because He's got everything going in the first place. That doesn't mean you go out and rob a bank or you do something crazy, but wherever you are in life, if you're a student, you study for Krishna. If you're a mechanic, you fix cars for Krishna. If you're a singer, you sing for Krishna. And that causes you to remember Krishna. And that remembrance of Krishna cleanses the heart, cleanses the mind, removes the unwanted things. So your service is what you do. Remember that. Whatever you do, that's what you do. Whoever you are, that's who you are. Wherever you are is where you are. So you have to start from where you are, be truthful to yourself, who you are, and be, because you can't fool Krishna. I had quite a few years where I was running around, and I didn't consciously think I was trying to fool Krishna, but I only made a fool of myself because I was coming to the temple and I wasn't really paying attention. Like, say, for example, I was talking to Shamapriya on the way here. I was telling her that I had some psychology classes in college that I just continually failed. I had begun to read Prabhupada's books, and I wanted to challenge my professor. It doesn't make sense, you know. There's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things. And when you're in class, you have to do what the professor or the teacher expects, regardless to what you think or how you feel, in order to get the grade, in order to graduate, because your goal is to graduate. The same thing here in this material world. We've come to have an apartment called a human body. So now it's time for us to graduate. How do we graduate? We have to get out of the cycle of birth and death. So there's rules you have to follow. First of all, you have to chant. You have to follow the 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. If you can't do them all at once, you just start where you are. You chant and you start to hear the chant. You start to ask Krishna to help you. And then there's a process of taking initiation. I thought I knew a lot until I got initiated. And now that I know more, but the more I know, the more I know that I need to know. And it makes me understand and be more humble to realize that I really don't know anything. And why don't I know anything? Because I have no control over anything. I can't tell you whether I'm going to be on the planet tomorrow. For sure. Pure love of Krishna is the goal. Follow the process, okay? So, how do we reach the goal? The holy name, we have to chant, remember, surrender. Surrender to the sound. Remember, the sound is Krishna. Remember, Krishna is your best friend. No matter who you are, what you're doing, Krishna is your best friend. You got to give it a chance. You got to have faith. You got to have a leap of faith sometimes even, you know. That faith is so important, and that sincerity. If you're sincere, there's nothing greater than Krishna ever, anywhere, in any time, any space. So if you can just realize that in some small way even, okay, I heard it, Krishna is the best for me. And then give him a chance. One day back in 74, it was, I happened to come in contact with Srila Prabhupada. And I had been reading the books a couple of years, and it was kind of funny because I had this larger-than-life picture of Srila Prabhupada. He was my man. I had buttons with his face on him, you know, on my bead bag or on my dhoti. On my shirt or something like that. And When I first saw Srila Prabhupada step out of a car, somebody had a Mercedes Benz. They had gone to the airport to pick him up. And he stepped out the car and it seemed like he was about this tall. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was stunned like a deer in the headlights, you know. And then I looked, I said, he's a little guy. And then I fell down on the ground off of my advances, you know, and I just saw this sea of saffron all around. And Prabhupada was so unassuming. He wasn't commanding. He wasn't telling people what to do. People were just serving him. And I could see he served all the devotees. I had an experience that day where my mother was with me, and the flower, there was a flower that was forehead, and my mother, being an elderly woman, they came by and put that same sandalwood on her head. And you never know how deep people are or how heavy they are or how, you know, you look at people and don't make judgments as to who knows it and who doesn't know it, because you don't know. My mother always told me something that it took me a long, long time to understand. And that was, she used to say, it ain't nothing to nothing. It took me this long to realize what she's talking about. She's talking about the material elements, period. All of it, everything. It's nothing to nothing. It's what you put in your mind and how you attach your mind to it that makes something important. It's important to you, but it's not important to anybody else. And there's billions and billions of other somebody else's on the planet, you know. But our false ego makes us think that we're so important. What we think and how we feel is how it should be. But we're like a grain of sand at the ocean, at the beach, you know. Very small, very insignificant. But we think we're all that and a bag of chips. You know. We can't help it. And it's a habit. We got a habit of being conditioned, and we got a habit of liking it. So now we're at the point where we need to think about graduation. Don't forget that. That's so important. It's all right to go to school, but what's the point of going to school if you don't get your degree, if you don't get your certificate, if you don't graduate? You stay in 8th grade over and over, or you repeat 3rd grade over and over. We have these lessons that we have to learn, and we go through them over and over again. We don't learn it. You know, we have bad relationships, and we take that same mentality to the next relationship, and it's another bad relationship. And we think, oh, it's the other person. She did that to me. We're the ones. We're the sick ones. We have to understand that we are the sick one among other sick people. We're all in the hospital. At least we're here. We're in the hospital. We can get better. If we weren't here, we'd be in jail. Totally. You know, so you got bad situations and worse situations. So it's very important to get Sadhu Sangha. The Association of Srila Prabhupada changed my life. The Association of my Guru Maharaj changed my life. And the association of you all have changed my life. And I want to thank you for it, each and every one of you. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, but I am. But then I'm not at the same time, because I got Kishore. And when I realized that one day, I was in the temple in Evanston, and I just started to cry, and I couldn't stop crying. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. And before I know it, there was a puddle of tears about as big as this table here on the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid. But that's what it costs. You're going to have to pay the price. You're going to cry. You're going to cry for Krishna. And be glad, though. Don't be afraid like I was, or ashamed. I looked around to see who was looking, you know. And then I was so fortunate that Kishore just brought me up on the altar. And I cried some more at their feet. I wasn't supposed to be there. But that's how love is. Love makes us give more than we think we have to give. And whatever you got, whatever your limit is, give it. Because the more you give, the more you have to give. If you got a limit and you don't go past the limit, you're in bad shape. You're a miser. And you're just holding on to something that you can't keep anyway. So you're just playing a game with yourself. I mentioned faith. That's one of the most important things for us. And the next, one of the other and most important things we can have is greed. I think the word is lobha. We must be greedy for Krishna. Because we're not greedy for Krishna, Maya always has something in exchange for Krishna. You see Radharani with her hand like this. Is she stopping you? Or is she saying hi? That's for you to decide. That's so important because how you approach depends on what you're going to receive. The humility, the faith, and the greed go together. Another realization I had when my mother left her body, I had to call the temple to get someone to preside over the ceremony, the funeral. And I thought I would get some of my friends, Sikh Mahidi or Ramakeli or somebody like that. But I didn't. I got a devotee I didn't know, never saw before in life. And he presided over the funeral. We went to the crematorium and cremated her body. We chanted in the mausoleum there. And at that time, African American people didn't do that, And I had a lot of cousins and uncles and aunts that looked at me really crazy afterwards, for, as they say, doing my mother like that or doing their sister like that. But we chanted, and it was so beautiful. When we left the mausoleum, the devotee had a box of Bhagavad Gitas that he passed out. I think there was 24, 23 books in the box. There was one book for every person that was there, not one more. And I just thought about how beautiful Krishna was. How he does it. He cuts it very fine and sharp. Then we got back home, and I asked the devotee, I said, well, where did you come from? What happened? How did you get to be here? He said, well, I travel around distributing books. I go to colleges, and I got a phone call that said that come here and preside over a funeral. So we were out there talking, and then he just comes out of nowhere. He says, yeah, and Srila Prabhupada says that anytime an unknown Brahmin comes to the home of a deceased person, you can be sure that that person made it back to Goloka Vrindavan. I almost fainted when he told me that. Literally. It was just like, but it just shows you the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is the most beautiful in so many ways. So many ways. Not just his appearance, but his actions. Krishna is the most beautiful in every way. Now, let's talk about Lord Chaitanya's movement, because it's because of Lord Chaitanya that we're all here. Some of you may not realize it, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. He's come to give us an easy way out, an easy way to accept our diploma, and that is to chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Don't be afraid to call Krishna. Krishna is your best friend. Lord Chaitanya's movement is to do what? What did he do? If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doing? He's relishing Krishna. He's serving the devotees. He's chanting. He's delivering the fallen conditioned souls. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that the most dear person to him is the person that gives him to someone else. So why are we afraid to go on Harinam? Why are we afraid to pass out a book? Why are we afraid to talk about Krishna? Krishna is the most secret of all secrets, but the door is open. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has opened the door of love, set it out. Now why would we hold it? It's more than we can hold. Pass it on. That's what we're supposed to do now. Now that we know, now that you come in contact, whether you know or not, you're in contact, you somehow some way you've gotten the mercy. You're not here by chance. It's something you did in a past life. It's something you're doing now. But graduate this time. There's 8,400,000 different apartments you can inhabit. You don't want to be a bacteria and start from a virus, work your way up. Come on now. It's a crapshoot if you miss out. They say don't gamble. Why you gamble with your very life though? We've got this Bud Billiken parade. This is a back to school parade that's held in August, the second Saturday of August. So I think 82 years old now. This is the 82nd year. We've been in it about 10 years. The devotees, I mean, when I say we have people that never come to the temple. We have people that are in dire straits, that don't have a chance at all to graduate if we don't give it to them. What do? We have to share the wealth. It's so important. I mean, if we can save one person, one soul, this is a cruel place. You may have a nice home, you may have a nice car, but what can you take with you? This I, this me and mine, that's the hook, you all. That's the hook that Maya has for us all. We got to get unhooked. How do we unhook ourselves? By spreading Krishna consciousness. Just know, Lord Chaitanya only 500 years ago was on the planet. Evidently, we got some connection. We're here now with Srila Prabhupada's grace. We're helping out. But we can do more. We're not doing enough. We're doing a little bit. We're doing what we can, but we're comfortable. But Krishna doesn't care about you being comfortable. That's not where he's going to reveal himself. He's going to reveal himself to you when you need him most. And I'll share another experience with you. One day, it was Veterans Day, I remember, in 1986. I was supposed to go to the library after work to meet one of my friends and write music. I got off the bus, the stop before the stop I was supposed to go and get off on. And my thought was, I'm going to go by this pool hall that I used to go by when I was homeless. That's a whole nother story there. Uh, but even when I was homeless, that's when my deities came to me, Radha Govinda, and they took me through that with no problem. But anyway, I got off the bus and I said to myself, and this is how the mind does it. It just traps us. Instead of going to the library, I stopped at the pool hall because this old guy used to help me out when I was homeless, give me a few dollars or something, some good advice. I wanted to give him some money because I was working at the university at that time. And I went to see him, but he wasn't in there. The pool hall guy was there. I was talking to him. And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a flash. And my reaction was like this. And what it was, some guy was coming up with a knife, and he stabbed me twice in the stomach. I grabbed my stomach, I ran out of the pool hall chanting, Krishna, 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 Hare, 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 just chanting. I got about across the street, a few hundred feet, I collapsed on the sidewalk. I left my body. This is what I want to tell you. The thought that you have on your mind when you leave your body, that's it, brother, sister. That's it. Because things happen so fast. My thought was the hospital. I went to a hospital. Consciousness, my consciousness. I was in this hospital, but my body wasn't there. That's why we chant. That's why we practice. Because at that moment, whatever we're thinking is what we're going to get. Don't think about your cat. Don't think about your children. Don't think about none of that. Think about Radha Krishna. Because that's what you're going to get. When Krishna put me back in my body, I was in another hospital and I was still chanting. And people were around this table or whatever I was on, and they were about to cut my neck beads. And I'm hollering, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. And they said, oh, we got him. He's back. He's here. And the doctor said, well, raise your hand. Do your leg like this. Let me look in your eye. Follow, I'm like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But Krishna's name went around that table. Everybody was saying, Hare Krishna. What's Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna. I said, don't cut my beads. Whatever you do, don't cut my beads. But that's the mercy of Krishna. So you don't have to be afraid. I got a bunch of realizations to tell you about, but I don't have enough time. But it's exact. Krishna is exact. Krishna is real. And for some reason we've come here and we're getting this mercy. We're able to hear. We're able to remember. Now we're able to serve. We need your service at the Bud Billiken Parade coming up next Saturday. That's what I'm begging for today. Some people to help out in that. You can experience Krishna with 1.5 million people. And last year, let me tell you, it was the first year I actually heard them chant back to a degree that it was like a wave. And it was kind of scary at first. And then I kind of lost it, I was like, okay, well, here we go, But it was to hear hundreds of people chanting back, and then thousands of people as you just walk. But in the beginning, when we came down years ago, it was like everybody was silent. They were full of questions. They never saw Jagannath. But that's the purpose of what we do. We try to bring Jagannath to the people that don't ever come to the temple. That's what Ratha Yatra is about. But what would happen if nobody came? We got, by the way, our number is 82 this year. Out of 200 and something entries, we're number 82. So you know what that means? That guarantees us to be on national television. That means 25 million people that look at ABC and 7 across the country will see the devotees. They will see Lord Jagannath. They will hear the holy name. We need you. And it's fun. There is nothing more fun in life than chanting out on the street because you forget yourself. You forget who you are. You go with the flow of the holy name. And there's nothing better because when you lose yourself in the holy name, then Krishna sees that you're worthy for him to reveal himself. I tell my son quite often, the safest place to be is out on the limb. And what that means is you're in an unsure place. The limb is teeter-tottering. You don't know if you're going to sit there, you're going to stand, you're going to be able to fall off. Because, why is it so safe? It's because that's where Krishna understands you need him. Be on the limb. Go out on the limb for Krishna. Establish a relationship with Krishna. I'll wrap this up. You have to establish a relationship. And how do you establish the relationship? By doing service. Devotional service is the be-all, end-all, what do you call it? Summum bonum of how to get where you want to go, how to graduate. You got to do service. We got to serve each other. We have to build relationships with each other. You know, I can invite you, but if you don't come, what can I do? I can beg you. If you don't come, what can I do? I can beg more. Lord Chaitanya had Lord Nityananda go door to door to begging. We need to beg people to take up Krishna consciousness. Jeev Jago, wake up, sleeping soul. How long will you sleep in the lap of illusion? That's the question. We have the answer. We don't have to do it any longer. I don't know how much time we have. Are there any questions? Comments? You can sign up by seeing Agni Vesha Prabhu. Can you hold your hand up, Prabhu? Shama Priya, Devidasi, she's there. Just sign up. What we need is we need some people to give out prasadam. We would like to fry corn. We need about 10 people for that service. We're going to give out watermelon. And a few other things. That's a very good question. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
The devotees from the temple will be there to distribute books at Bud Billiken Parade.
Jai.
So we're
Thank
there
you.
for you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. And I remember what I mentioned to you. I'm still working on it. Something will manifest.
Yes, I thank you. It's a pleasure to talk with you all. And as I said before,
Probably the biggest problem that I always have is my ride there. How do I get there? How do I get back? Is there a program at the temple where the devotees can go? Maybe in a group or carpool?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. The answer to that question, Nityananda Prabhu said, we'll work something out. We had last year offered to have a bus, but we only had 2 people sign up for it, and so we didn't pursue it. That is a good question. You know, if we need to have some organize transportation to get there and to get back to the temple. We'll figure that one out for you. It is difficult parking. That's true. Well, if we could figure out who needs a ride, that's the first thing. How many people need a ride? How many people would be driving? Then we can make some coordination. So please see Agnivesh Prabhu, Shamapriya, or myself, and come on, help us out because we do have the medicine. Now we just need to distribute it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. One more question, Agnivesh Prabhu.
Million people will get a chance to see us on national TV. Now, it's the safest place to be because you got the mayor of Chicago going to be there, the governor's going to be there. So it's not, I mean, there's no problem, okay, at all, because it's the safest place to be that day, okay? But like I said, we need more people we can get that to participate walking down in the parade so that the people can hear the holy name. We want to bring it out, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, as loud as we can. We got 1,500,000 people on the parade route, 25 million people watching on TV. We want to make a good showing for Lord Chaitanya's movement. So please, please help us.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore Kishore, Jaya Kishore. Jaya Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Jai Radivo, 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 Radivo.
My tune. Ready.
Ready. You want kirtan? Yeah. Okay, say I want kirtan.
Hari.
We'll go back a little bit so you don't make too much noise.
That's my tune, huh? Move in with us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hello. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Ready? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidina.
I think everyone can stand.
Namo Vishwadaya Vistaya Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasani Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna